everybody. It's Holly from Besotted Orchids. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to welcome you into my sitting area. This is where my husband and I have our coffee in the morning, and we get to sit with the orchids. We get to have a little chat, enjoy our coffee with these beautiful, beautiful orchids. So this is actually part of the dining room, but I've taken this little area just for a special little spot. Now, I have been fighting with the lighting, trying to have a little better lighting here. So I need to figure that out because I do want to showcase the orchids more in my videos. So here we go. The reason for this video today is, let me see if I can find it. It's right here. And I don't know how far back. I'm going to have to go so you can see this orchid spike. Let's see if it'll be a little more clear. This is a bud on my psychopsis orchid. The spike is over 2 feet long. This is so, so exciting. I didn't want to cover my orchids. They're so pretty. Beautiful leaves, beautiful speckle pattern. Actually, the back is almost prettier than the front with the speckles. So I ordered this, I think I've told you in a previous video, I ordered this from eBay, a lady up in Akron. And I grew on this new growth is mine. And the spike is mine. It's never bloomed. This is the very first bloom for this orchid. And I'm over the moon with this because I do have another orchid talk coming up in September and potentially a few more over in Ashland County. So they're going to get to see the beautiful Psychopsis Mendenhall orchid, which is absolutely going to be stunning because I do talk about this plant, how it is pollinated by mimicking a butterfly. It's moving around too much. It mimics a butterfly so that a wasp attacks it. That's how it pollinates itself. It is being attacked. It is so delighted that it's being pollinated. It doesn't even care it's being attacked. But I did notice I've been following the growth along, and it's grown this in about 2 months. Over 2 feet of spike in about 2 months' time. So very, very quick growing. But I noticed the very top, this is more round as it goes up. And then as it gets towards the top, it flattens out. It's more flat. And then yesterday I noticed that it is a bud shape up at the top. So I am really, really excited that this is going to be going to an orchid talk. I'm going to have to be very, very careful with the spike because I don't want anything to happen to this. I have read that this spike can sequentially bloom. It's moving around too much. This orchid can sequentially bloom on the same spike for, I've heard up to 12 years. Is that true? I don't know. I have to be careful. It almost looks like it's going up my nose. It's not. But here is its beautiful, beautiful bud coming. I really wish I could really want you to see that bud. It's just so beautiful. So in maybe about 2 weeks' time, you, along with myself here, we are going to, losing all my English. We are going to be viewing this beautiful, beautiful Psychopsis orchid bloom together. So I'm over the moon with this. And this lives right over here to my right. It lives on my in my east facing window here. It's a member of the Oncidium family. And really what I'm treating it with, I don't know if you can see down in there, the lighting is atrocious today. It is bark with a spare amount of sphagnum moss. I'm not going to go crazy with the sphagnum moss. And it's in a terracotta pot that I did use a diamond drill bit, and I drilled a few holes. Very easy. You can have a hole drilled in this with a diamond drill bit very, very, very quickly. And you can get different sizes. So yeah, that's my big, big, big excitement. I'm going to set this back over here where it belongs. Because as we know, an orchid should stay relatively where it belongs. And here's the reason why. This is a Cornucervi. This is a hybrid that I ordered from Equigenera. Now, it was beautiful. It was stunning. It had nothing wrong with it. Until I decided I'm going to try something different. I moved it onto the windowsill of my east-facing window. In 2 days' time, I burned my beautiful, beautiful orchid. So sometimes even an east-facing window is too much. And lesson learned to me, east-facing windows are great for some orchids. Some orchids, such as this in the Paphiopedilums, they need to be set back a little bit. It can still be in your east-facing window. It could even be in a southern window. You have to set it back. It cannot be right up there. The candlelight level is just way, way too intense, as you can see. Now this will heal. It will survive. It's putting out some really nice new root growth. You can see there the roots in there. And I am hoping, and this is about 2 years old, I'm hoping this is the year that it forms a spike. This behaves very much like the summer blooming Phalaenopsis, that it will bloom. It doesn't need the winter cool down. So there we go. Let me see what else I want to show you. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. There's so many beautiful blooms over here. This, you know, if you've watched my channel, this is an absolute favorite of mine. My beautiful, beautiful Neophonetia falcata. And I actually did think yesterday I might go to Hauserman and order 1 or 2 more of this same plant, just because I do enjoy seeing it in bloom. Now this one has about 4 growths in it, complete new plants growing in it. So possibly I will see a few more blooms this year. This is the second spike. I just finished a spike that had, I want to say 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one has 8. And it smells like lily of the valley. It is so absolutely delicate and beautiful. I absolutely love this orchid. Now I'm waiting for my pink one to bloom. So we will see about that. Oh, I want to show you something I did. Let me see. I'll see if I can get it up out of here. Here comes a big boy. Now, these are the black-haired dendrobium types. I have the green lantern and I have the, I'm going to say red carpet, this one here. And what I did, instead of having 3 orchids very top heavy, I mean, they blow over a lot. If I open a window, they're going to blow over. So what I decided to do, and I'm going to go up with my drill bit here in a little bit, and I'm just going to drill actually right in while it's potted. It's no big deal. I'm not going to go deep into the pot. I decided, instead of fighting with 3 different plants, I'm going to put them all in one pot. And why not? The problem with that is if one goes down because of the care, all 3 are going down. But I think it's a risk worth taking so it's not falling on the floor all the time. That is a bud. And if you look over here, you see that other bud forming right there? There's another bud forming. And as I said, I do have an orchid talk coming up. So this one will be in bloom. Deb, if you're watching, oh my goodness, it was so nice to meet you. I met some of the nicest people up at the Upper Sandusky Library. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you, I love doing the orchid talks because I love rambling on about my orchids. I love meeting all the people. I love hearing all their questions because trust me, I told Deb when she walked in, I said, listen, she goes, I'm going to have a lot of questions. I said, I need you. I need you in the audience. I need one of you in every group because someone who's going to chatter and feed back with me, that's what I need. I can't have an audience of just people listening. And that's great. I mean, some people do listen, but you also need someone who's going to interact with you. And the group was amazing. I had so many great questions from them that it really, really was a great orchid talk. And before it ended, the librarian, the program director, she said, who would like to have Holly back in September? And every hand went up. So that was really great. But it was also that awkward moment of, oh, you asked that right in front of me. What if nobody put their hands up? How horrifying would that have been? Look at this. Now, for a while now, I have been trying to find a very tiny orange twinkle that I have. And I'm not saying this is it, but I'm not saying it's not. I'm really, really pleased to think that this may be it. Because here is a little tiny delicate spike. And oh my goodness, did I just bend? Where? There's another, I have to be, you're not seeing what I'm seeing, is the problem. There's another little spike coming there in the middle. And it has 1, 2, 3 new growths coming onto it. So the twinkles don't take up a lot of space. I believe this is the orange one that I've been looking for. I don't know what else it would be unless it is the pink profusion. But you know, I don't think it is. Lesson learned. Everybody out there, if you have an orchid tag, they put them in there for a reason. There's a reason they're in there. You're not going like, Holly, oh my gosh, I don't know what this is, and it plagues me. I do not know. I don't know where my orange orchid is. I spent 2 days off and on going around to all my orchids saying, where is the orange orchid? The orange little twinkle. It was kind of more of a burnt orange. I don't know if you remember it. But I'm really enjoying the twinkles because they are small, delicate, beautiful little orchid. This is full grown, people. This is full grown. If you have a tiny little windowsill in your apartment or your home, get yourself a twinkle. Get a twinkle. They're beautiful. They're so dainty. They're so beautiful. Stop shaking. Obviously, they're nervous wrecks. There we go. Look at that. So we're going to see probably tomorrow. I always go on and I bore all of my Facebook family and friends Sunday blooms. They get a picture of almost every orchid in bloom, just a close-up of a bloom every Sunday. They're probably over it. I'm sure they're over all of my orchid bloom pictures. This is an absolutely beautiful one. Now see, this one is growing in a plastic pot that I did purchase at Lowe's. Once again, I drilled holes. Now this one doesn't need a diamond bit. I want to call them paddle bits. Some people call them spade bits. Even a regular bit that's large enough would work. But you can just drill a hole in this and it takes no time at all. Some of these are going 2 different directions. I want to show you this. Look at this. It's absolutely beautiful. And let me see. Yeah, it has a scent. Sometimes I forget because I have so many here. I have one I'll show you in a minute that is scented out the max. Now this is Epicattleya Serenus Tinkerbell. And it's so pretty. I feel like you can't see this one because of everyone. We're being photobombed. She's being photobombed in the back, but she's so elegant. Maybe not elegant's the word. She's so cute. She's just precious. She's a precious little orchid. And nice, the Epicattleya, nice big bulb. You can see that, very nice. And sadly, it will not be in bloom for my next talk, but it did go to my last talk up there. This one here will be open tomorrow. And Baragiana Franz Jewels. Now, I'm going to say this is closely related to the Nellie Eiler. I accidentally said something was closely related to the Francis Fox ones. And if you're listening, thank you for correcting me. Somebody was very quick to correct me. You surely did not mean that was related to a Francis Fox. No, it was a slip of the tongue. I have a lot of orchids. It's very hard to keep track of all of my orchids. This one did come from Sheldon, so I'm not going to claim the spikes. Look at this though. 2 beautiful spikes. And I'm reading this can stay in bloom for up to a month. Now look at this. 1, 2, 3. 3 new growths that I can see. In another one, I'm not sure if it was a previous bulb to this or not. Let me see if I can turn this around. There, see that nice big healthy bulb? So tomorrow for Sunday blooms, my friends and family are going to have a view of this one. I'm telling you, my friends and family know. I'm going to talk about orchids. It's just I'm obsessed with orchids. In fact, it's so funny. A friend of mine snapped a screenshot of somebody on a local plant page in another county over who said, looking for an orchid expert that sells a few orchids. And she said, well, Holly, you need to respond to this. So I did. It's Ashland Plant Lovers and Ashland something. So I joined the group and I said, hey, I put a picture of myself at my orchid talk last week and or the week before, and she said, you're who I'm looking for. I actually was looking for you because I overheard you at a greenhouse talking about your orchids to a woman. So they would like to host me at a garden club and possibly the library to have an orchid talk. But you never know how all this orchid spewing out into the world, people are listening. There's somebody out there listening, and I'm going to get another orchid talk, which delights me to no end because I dearly love showing off these beauties. Look at the speckles. Hold still. Speckles. Beautiful, beautiful plant. So this one, and I'm going to have to learn the name of this. Takarava Hilo Adventure. I'm not saying the correct. The first part is not correct, and forgive me. I will figure that out. I just need to have a moment. I'm working, and when I say I'm working on my homeschool assessment, I canceled it for Friday for my son. I said, please, I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. So I scheduled it for this Friday, and I say, I'm busy working on my assessment. No, I'm not. I have ADHD. I'm talking and thinking about doing his assessment portfolio. I haven't done it. I have not done it. What it's going to be is Thursday night around 11 p.m. I'm going to frantically have a fit, and when the house is quiet, I'm going to put together an entire year's worth of his schooling for the assessor. So, yeah. It's kind of how we roll. I can't really seem to do anything unless it is highly critical. Down to the wire, the very last second. Looky here. Beautiful. Beautiful. And brassavola in it, so it's more scented in the evening and nighttime. Leopoldi albina times brassavola nodosa. Nice, healthy plant. Beautiful, beautiful blooms. And once again, a lot of these did come from Sheldon because I was kind of in a lull. With as many orchids as I have, you can still be in a bit of a lull on blooms. I have so many spikes coming right now. It's very exciting. But, sometimes they're not ready for an orchid talk. Look at this. I believe this makes 4 of the Miltoniopsis. Miltoniopsis Andrea West. And, as much as I enjoyed the Princess Diana, the beautiful purple, I love this one. Absolutely love this one. It is so, look at the blush. Look at that blush color inside there. It's just absolutely beautiful. And it looks like it's a large, large group. It's 2 spikes. They have tied the 2 spikes together. So, it's very pretty. And it does smell good. It really does. I have asthma. I sound like a mess. ADHD asthma. But sometimes I shouldn't be smelling these. They don't release the pollen, which is great if you have allergies and whatnot. But if you're sensitive, sometimes it is a bit. You shouldn't be putting your nose into here, which I do. I'm gonna cough in a minute probably. But who can resist? You cannot resist. Their charms are just too great. I cannot resist the power of their charms. Now look here. This is a beautiful, beautiful pot. And I only get to use it when I have a tiny little pot. So this has, I can't even tell you all. I almost have to take a deep breath for this one. There are 5 different orchids bred into this one. And I'm going to tell you, I know the one is a Miltoniopsis, obviously. Obviously, you have a Miltoniopsis in there. Look at that. It's more dainty, though, compared to the one we just saw. It's a little daintier. And this is OIP Onalicious I don't want to say orthodontist. Once again, I'm ill prepared. But beautiful, beautiful growth on this. This is a pseudobulb. This is where it's going to store. I feel like I don't talk enough about the structure of a plant. This is a pseudobulb. This is a storage. When this orchid is done blooming, it's not going to bloom again from this. But don't think you can remove that just because you don't maybe have enough room in your pot and you don't want to repot something eventually. This, it stores. It's very, very, very important to your next bloom cycle that you leave that on there. But look at that. And it is heavily scented. Oh my God. This one smells like roses. You know, the sweet, old-fashioned, beautiful roses. That is what you would smell if you were here in my dining room with me. It's just absolutely beautiful. Very, very pretty. So a lot of these, if you were at Upper Sandusky, you will know because you've seen them. I'm trying to think what else I have it. I have so many other ones in bloom, but you know they're sitting in the other room, which does not help you at all. So I'm not traipsing the whole way into what I call the grow space. Look at this. Phalaenopsis. A lot of my den phals are blooming or spiking, sorry. Look at that. And they call them a den phal because they're dendrobium. I have to show you the whole plant, sorry. That's a cane. This does not have a pseudobulb. This has a cane. So it's a little different structure on this one. But they call it a den phal because it looks a lot like a Phalaenopsis. The moth orchid, it looks very, very much like that. And these are very long-lasting blooms. In fact, I'm pretty sure in 2 months, this one will be going back to Upper Sandusky with me because it will still be in bloom. This is Tong Pink times Borana Stripe. I think when I introduced this from the unboxing, I said Fink because the P's messed up. It's pink, obviously, but it's actually more of a lavender. And this one is going to need repotted just because look at that nice roots coming out of there. I don't like all the moss that grows on top of them. It's very hard when it gets that mossy texture on top to tell when it needs to be watered or not. But beautiful. Let me see. No scent. No scent. Some of the den phals do have a scent and some do not. Now, I'm losing my voice. My voice is going. I don't have anything hot around here to drink. This spider lily has been in bloom for a very, very long time. Look at the speckles. And I was telling my husband this morning, here's some new growth coming onto it, 2 of them, that it has a couple new spikes coming out. This one has been in bloom since March. I want to say March. I'd have to go back to my videos and see. Look at this. Beautiful. And it feels a little light. That's another good way to tell if an orchid really could use a little drink. It's kind of light. But I don't know if you can see. I'm going to show you where the spike is coming out on this one. Right in, trying to turn it just right. Down inside that leaf fold, I can't point backwards there. There's a new spike coming out. So these don't always come out from the very tip top. And once again, that has bloomed already. It has a previous bloom has been up here. So you're not going to want to cut these canes off. These, unlike the oncidiums, when they're done blooming, they're not going to bloom from the same pseudobulb again, unless they send up another spike on the other side of the bulb. This one will. So, let me see. I want to get this really close. I really, really want you to see how absolutely, quit wiggling around. You know, you watch these orchid videos and people are struggling to get their orchids to behave. It's true. It's absolutely true. You struggle to get these orchids to behave. Yeah. And they're doing great. It's us. We're like, please hold still. It's us. Let's get real. Let's quit blaming our orchids. It's not the orchid. It's our hands. We're shaking. So, let me see. I do have one more orchid I want to show you here. It is not in bloom, and I just don't think I've ever showcased this one. Hirsutum, hirsutism. I'm not kidding. Hirsutism. Yeah, soft velvet. I did get this from Hauserman. And I've had this, oh my gosh, 2 years. It is a Paphiopedilum, a little smaller leaf than some of them. Some of them have a larger leaf. I'm looking at down here. I have 3 different Paphiopedilums growing, and I think I have 4 or 5 in the other room. But look, great growth. I'm not losing hope. It's just busy putting out vegetative growth. I'm hoping soon, because when it says black velvet, according to the pictures I've seen, it really does look like a beautiful, soft velvet. It looks like you could just feel that velvet on the leaf, on the petals, sorry. So, yeah, this is one I don't think I've ever shown you before, unless it showed up in a Paphiopedilum video. Because it is. It's doing well. But I'm wondering, I don't see any roots coming out the bottom, but I am wondering if maybe I'm not sure if I want to put it in something bigger or not. We'll see. But it is a beautiful orchid. So I did want to show you this one. And literally, I can smell. Who am I smelling? I'm smelling this. No, wrong one. I am smelling this orchid as I stand here talking to you. So fragrant. So we're going to end with this one. But if you, oh, I haven't showed you the Leopolda back here in the back. It's very, very pretty. But if you are standing here, you would smell the Neophonetia falcata. This one. You would also smell the Epicattleya, the Miltoniopsis, and I want to say, yeah, oh my, this is probably the one I'm really picking up the rose scent from. That one right there, the Hilo Adventure. So it smells absolutely amazing in my dining room. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. The house was quiet. My husband took off to go do man things, getting some kind of car parts. My son is still sleeping because he was up on a PlayStation bender half the night. And the dogs are quiet. Believe it or not, my dogs are being quiet. I don't know what's wrong with them. So thank you so much for joining me. I dearly love showing you my orchids. And if you have attended one of my orchid talks, thank you so much. And thank you for all of my subscribers, every single one of you that hits like, that shares, who subscribes. Every bit of it helps the channel. It's just kind of my thing. I just absolutely love sharing my beautiful, beautiful orchids with people. They're so much fun. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a great day. Please like, share, subscribe, and above all, enjoy those orchids.